Have you ever stood among ancient ruins and felt like you weren't alone? Like the whispers of the past were right there, just beyond the veil of our reality. For Dr. Alistair Finch, a brilliant but obsessive archaeologist, that feeling was about to become a living nightmare. His lifelong quest had led him here, to the heart of Athens, beneath the majestic gaze of the Acropolis. He wasn't searching for pottery shards or lost coins. He was hunting for something far older, a power whispered about in forbidden texts. A gateway the ancient Greeks both revered and feared. Working under the cloak of night, guided by a cryptic map he'd spent a decade deciphering, Finch found it, tucked away in a forgotten chamber beneath the Parthenon, a section of the foundation that didn't appear on any official survey. It was a stone altar, pulsating with a faint, otherworldly energy. Carved into its surface were symbols that made his skin crawl, warnings of hubris and the wrath of the gods. But for a man on the brink of the greatest discovery in human history, warnings were just invitations. He believed he was merely observing, documenting a dormant power source. He was wrong. He began the ritual described in his research, a sequence of chants he thought were merely ceremonial. But as the ancient Greek words left his lips, the air grew cold, heavy with the scent of ozone and something else, something ancient and angry. The altar flared with a blinding violet light. The ground didn't just tremble, it buckled. Deep within the earth, a sound like grinding consonants echoed upwards, and Finch knew, with a terror that froze the blood in his veins, that he hadn't just observed a gateway. He had opened it. The first to emerge wasn't a god, but their heralds. From the shimmering portal slithered the Gorgons, not as statues, but as living, breathing monstrosities. Their hair, a mass of writhing, hissing vipers, their eyes glowing with a malevolent green light that promised a stony, silent end to anyone who met their gaze. Finch scrambled backward, his academic curiosity replaced by primal fear. He fled from the chamber, the Gorgons' ghastly shrieks echoing behind him, a sound no human was ever meant to hear. He burst out into the cool Athens night, gasping for air, but the horror followed him. The Parthenon itself seemed to twist and warp. Its marble columns shimmered, showing ghostly visions of a time when gods walked the earth. He saw flashes of Poseidon's rage, the sea itself rising to swallow the city, and the terrifying shadow of a minotaur, its bestial roar shaking the very foundations of the ancient citadel. The myths weren't stories anymore. They were real, and they were furious. The invasion had begun. Down in the bustling streets of Plaka, tourists screamed as a monstrous hydra, its multiple heads snapping and spewing venom, smashed through cafes and souvenir shops. The Greek military was scrambled. But what could bullets do against a creature that grew to new heads for everyone that was severed? From the sky descended the harpies, foul bird-like women with razor-sharp talons, snatching people from the streets, their horrifying cries mixing with the sirens. Finch, consumed by guilt, realized what he had unleashed. This wasn't just an archaeological find, it was an apocalypse of his own making. The gods weren't just angry, they sought to reclaim their world, to erase the millennia of human defiance, and replace it with their own brutal, mythic order. His only hope was to find a way to close the gate, a task that seemed impossible. He had to delve back into the very myths he had desecrated, searching for a hero's path, a forgotten ritual, anything that could turn the tide against the divine onslaught. His race against time wasn't just to save his own life, but to save the modern world from being dragged back into the terrifying, deadly reality of its most ancient legends. Thanks for watching. What mythological creature would you be most afraid to face? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories where history's darkest secrets come to life.